average team in the tournament, OPTIC. So you could not get two more different sides of the same coin.
We might see a fast tempo straight off the rip in this round. That aggression just pushed off about a moment there by the dart being sent through. Now the drone gets broken pretty early here, so OPTIC just holding with its defensive setup and all the players leaning over here.
This is a really classic protocol by FNS. He's going to put down that wall early on, not trying to use it, you know, exactly as the guard get in there, but just to kind of push them back a little bit. Make sure that that right-hand side is more difficult to access. And of course, as the desk said, no Sage in the guards comp. One of the few teams that have actually gone for Viper Omen.
I think they're just waiting for the Viper wall to go down, but the timing starts to get hit. Paranoia cuts across the side, but Sayaplayer, he ends up going down. Victor with 2 FNS as well. The crossfire is immaculate. And just like that, the guard are just going to...
The form of killing him outright, or just separating him from the support of the rest of his team, like they did there, as the rest of the guard not able to push past that Sage wall. Saya goes crazy on ICEBOX. It's the biggest reason why the guard are good here, in my opinion, is because it's his home map. You think of certain Jetts, Shazam, Durka, for example, and Sayaplayer too. They all need to be mentioned when you talk about ICEBOX. He is just at home here.
He really is. So many incredible moments that have come out from him. In this round, though, I mean, the weaponry isn't good. Obviously, it's an eco being taken by the guard. valyn did create a lovely opening for them, but Ye's still locking down the backside of Yellow. What a headshot. Oh my goodness. This guy is just unleashed. And if Ye is online, it's a troubling scenario, I think, for the guard to try and deal with.
But Bren, when is Ye not online?
It's true.
He is just a consistent demon. El Diablo. And he gets the ace in the round. What a statement round to begin here. Is Reykjavik than he has been doing online in 2022. And if that doesn't scare you, I don't know what would.
That is an incredibly scary prospect, I think. Any team's going to be looking at that quite worried. But now we're entering that bye round here for the guards. The previous one was just a bit of a teaser.
And Ye feels comfortable buying an operator on their bonus round, because even if he loses it this time, he has the tour de force for the next, or at least he's assuming he will.
Yeah.
Ye's probably good for a couple of ult orbs, right?
And OPTIC, if you notice towards B main, they actually do have this deep Sage wall that's been placed super early.
That's becoming incredibly meta recently. I've seen so many of the teams on ICEBOX running this exact wall in the post-patch.
Look, you can't even wait for it to expire. The guards just have to hard clear these corners now as they're pushing forwards, worried about it. FNS is alone. It's going to be up to him to try and hold it down, and look at that. The snakebite to set up the vulnerability is good for the pick onto Sayaplayer, but now the site starting control going their way, but Ye, he might just try and shut it down instantly. 2 picks from the back on Snowman, make it 3. The guy is just, oh, I mean, he's scary, man.
He's unstoppable.
And do you really need to try and match that tempo when you have bought the round 3 operator? And Ye is just holding down these angles, because, I mean,
really.
He's so consistent at just getting value out of holding that one angle.
Net's going to creep up tube here. He's the man that could make a play happen. Victor holding the flash.
Off of what?
Off the trademark that was in Kitchen, Brent. And Victor swings, grabs the headshot too. There's a paranoia, and FNS knows that there's players around here that he could go for. A little messy, but still gets the job done, and it's going to set up for the rest of the team, flushing out Kitchen.
Nice little flash. Could have potentially got dangerous, but not any longer.
Yeah, they neutralize that threat pretty well.
Trent, not too much you can do there. We've only the Sheriff in hand, but now looking forwards, the guard.
Op setup for OPTIC. Marved, very rare that you'll see him on the operator, but
he's holding down B long.
So much cash to work with.
And just a quick exchange of the weapons, and FNS going for the jiggle peek, realizes he's not going to be pressured too hard. So this round, obviously the wall, very important for them as well to get that information.
Sayaplayer took a ton of early damage in the round. Look at him, he's on 35 health with no Sage to be able to heal him back up at all. Saya has been getting destroyed early, and I have no idea what did the damage to him there. Did he get wallbanged in mid or shock darted or something? I don't know. But this is their entry player now with an op on low HP. How does the guard make space?
Queuing up the dart! Okay, Sayaplayer holds it. Just the angle perfectly. Marved wants to obviously peek into that one, but did not come up good for it. The Viper's Pit dropped down. I think OPTIC are looking to see if they could just disrupt that kind of momentum when they were pouring out into the site. For now, Net just holding a danger. It was a dangerous situation. Had to just use the rendezvous to get out of there. Tagged up, but that's right behind the yellow box. And Ye's not finding too much with the tour de force in hand. Ooh, as I see that! What is this?
My word! What is this from Ye? Absolutely absurd stuff, and JonahP still turns it around. That was back and forth and all over the place, but nice at the end there. That's a nice we got away with that one.
Got away with that one, but also around the board, and sometimes that's what you need to stop the barreling momentum that OPTIC were accruing.
And of course, this Guard team, very young, very inexperienced. This is their first time playing on a big stage like this. They've been to some of the tinier lands around North America, but not really as a full team either. So this is really new. The pressure, the nerves, all of this experience. Something they haven't dealt with before, and it might take them a little time just to sink into the game, get into the flow state.
People were talking, you know, speculating maybe it was a bit of a double-edged sword, the Guard getting that #1 seed.
In fact, they said that to us as well.
They did. Yeah, they mentioned it. A lack of experience, but a drone tag. Trent's going to be using Hunter's Fury to see if he can get a pick off, but only the one shot onto FNS, he's going to be able to heal himself up.
Look how it's pulled the rotates, though. For a moment there, Victor and Ye were both going towards B, and they had 4 players over in that side of the map. They've read it, though, and Ye's back in position, looking to post up with his operator in a very deep angle, considering he was all the way towards Kitchen mere moments ago. Oh!
Just misses the shot, man. Valyn a haircut, I think, and this is 30 seconds left in the round. Time is running short, yet the Guard are the ones who want to just be taking this towards B, but it's kind of been read ahead. OPTIC have got so many players set up there. They're looking like they might want to try and pivot into a different section. Can they even get this big off? crashies just holds it, but taken out in Kitchen, straight up on top of the tube. There's only 12 seconds remaining. Marved, the solo player, the spike's been dropped, 9 seconds left. They need to try and find him if they want any chance of winning this round.
It's chaos. 4 seconds. They can't get the spike down. There's no time.
Can they find him?
What? The peak!
Why would you try and peek that?
But Saya hits the quick scope.
Yeah, I mean, a bit ridiculous.
That was an astoundingly unusual round.
Apologies to the viewers at home, but it's the second time I've blown out your eardrums. I'll work on that.
It's this kind of match already, isn't it?
We'll fix it in post.
But the ending of that round was chaos for the Guard. They were scattered around the map. Here they go down mid again, not really clearing tube. Saya with another quick scope.
Victor playing that alone though, just trying to disrupt, thinking that maybe there was only a solo player, but that's taken advantage of here. As you can see, the Guard are just working their way in, but no one is covering the Kitchen angle. Still, wonderful trade for them, but OPTIC with a precise crossfire setup, punishing the players who are just trying to funnel in through that mid area. And FNS coming up with some big kills.
The overall over in the Guard, but he himself, of course, a very young player. Got the pressure on his shoulders currently.
See a bit of a play occurring. JonahP just TPs into his mid-smoke.
That's a nice one, pretty unusual. You're not used to that on ICEBOX.
And, I mean, Victor clearly caught unaware of that one, and he's handed the weapon over to JonahP again. With Sayaplayer knives in hand, normally a round that he wouldn't be paying close attention to, but some danger of this being turned away from OPTIC. That drone, Sayaplayer trying to catch the timing as well. Trying to avoid it, see if he can get a cheeky shot onto any players, but they don't actually have the information yet that this A side is relatively open.
And FNS pushes forwards. They're with crashies to be able to get the res off on Victor. It's 5v5 now. They've sacrificed the plan. The Guard should be able to get it down, unless crashies has something to say about it.
Oh, I mean, 50 seconds to the round just to disrupt this with a Hunter's Fury. That is a magnificent shot. Takes out one of the players, and OPTIC just going to be flooding into the back of it, making sure that there's no possibility of this Thrifty coming online. Trent only with a classic in hand.
And it's a 6-2. Time posted up towards B with a rendezvous to escape into a high ground position. Playing alongside Marved. And this is another stompy kind of push from the Guard. Mid to B, this time with a recon dart into Kitchen, so they know it's clear.
Pushing it forwards, that's okay. Yeah, he forced to use the rendezvous just to keep back. Marv has to watch his back there, the spray. Valyn couldn't quite get two. The trade ends up coming through. Sayaplayer working his way around, tries to reset the aim of a quick tippity tap of the gun. And now it's up to JonahP in mid to see if he can do any sort of damage, just taking the duel. Nice play, almost comboed up, I believe, by Victor, just chucking the flash down that tube, and now using the TP just to get out of there. Repositioning back over towards yellow. Trent's also found his mark in the form of FNS, but they need to regain the spike.
Chaos, the name of the game here for the Guard, as they just sow paranoia in the heads of Optic. They could be anywhere right now, but Victor's got a gorgeous timing.
This timing is amazing.
Oh, just as JonahP sneaks around the corner, the patience!
And, oh, just a quick hop around the corner. Trent just caught unaware, was not expecting, obviously.
Astounding win rate when you're down a player at the end of a round, and Victor's been good for it. This is the caliber of player you're dealing with when Victor's playing on his A game.
Ever since Optic knocked down into that lower bracket of their group,
they've just had fire.
Yeah, it's been a different Optic again, and they go through these moments. Honestly, they not only have the discipline that they gained so far at the beginning of 2022, but when they have the confidence as well to take the duels, sometimes this team does look unstoppable.
And it's all about consistency with them, it feels. Consistency and confidence, I think, the name of the game for Optic, and they've certainly started out with both here. The Guard are really struggling to get any headway. Serious mid-presence. Not dealing well, I think, with FNS's Sage Wall. Going for a little bit of a contacty play, pushing past Victor's ultimate. No abilities available for the Guard. And very low weaponry.
Yeah, but trying to take this fight as well, and the Optic players can just flood right back into it. They know where they are. The crossfires that they have set up, impeccable to try and shut that down. That's a prime gaming flawless, and Optic are carrying.
ICEBOX normally dominates on this map, and he's 4-9.
And the Guard have made comebacks before, but the difference being this time it's on a much bigger stage. That's a wonderful start for them.
That's the opening pick that they need.
Now starting to work their way onto the side. Timing being waiting, there's the dart coming through, and Victor is going to be looking to deny the plan as the snakebite gets sent in. Maybe they can combo with a bit of utility. Viper's bit down on top of it, but with Ye falling early, it's not ideal. JonahP, what is that? Learning some plays from TikTok or something, I'm not quite sure, but it works out in the end. No one clearing the corner. It's a round.
A great timing for JonahP to get into the backlines. Is it too little, too late for the Guard? Getting on the board. The best they can do here is a 4-8 half.
Tag up. It's the Hunter's Fury popped off there. Trent's just looking to see if he can get a pick, but no one's clearing the corner on FNS. He finds two. Marved also just locking it down, ensuring that he's going to be able to be good for one, and now just only two players remaining here. Final round of the half. Trent and JonahP. He'd love to get at least one more on the board. It would make the impossible task they have of that comeback just all the more possible. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Trent just kicks the KO grenade. No, don't fancy that, thank you.
Now Paranoid to push forwards. Trent knows it. A play needs to be made right now, and they are taking the initiative. You know, still holding the back of it. JonahP does get Victor. Takes a bit of damage in the process. Yeah, just working his way around. He knows where the TP was and shuts it down. Any chances of that round going a level performance out of Ye.
That's absolutely true. I think that Sage point that the Desk brought up is really important. The defensive wall was granting them so many advantages that just simply won't be available to the Guard here. Much more of a passive look towards B, with Sayaplayer taking early contact.
So risky. He could open himself up, but he finds the head. Quick dash back to health to his name, and he's going to survive. But the opening pickoff for them on a pistol round. If the Guard were to try and wrangle control back in this map, it's a wonderful start for them.
FNS gets the plant down, no major problems there. And Marved, what on earth is this lurk? All the way through A. He's going to be so far away. But are the Guard going for anything fast? It looks like they're trying to take their time and look for him. The longer they spend looking, the closer he's going to get.
Yeah. The worse it's going to be for them. Don't want to let them set up here. The Paranoia to cut across, I think, connecting onto the drone as well. Dart into the back, and now they're going to start to try and take some space and scaling forwards. Setting it up, two of the players, making sure that they can lock it, but crashies still has the ghost spamming straight through the smoke, unloading the clip. He's finding the heads at the end of the day, but it's not enough for them. Half on the defuse, and time was running low, but a critical round to win here for the Guard.
That's massive for any comeback opportunities. You really needed that. You really need to be confident to help your teammates and flush that player out.
Sure, being proactive, not letting them get comfortable setting up with the post plant, so they're in those corners as well. And OPTIC is a team that historically as well, when they come to these big events, they tend to perform a lot better against the domestic competition, those North American teams.
That's a great point. Yeah, we were wondering, with the Guard missing groups, maybe playing against a familiar opponent would be a nice way to warm yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
But actually, when you consider it, OPTIC's international record, their record against the teams from outside of North America, 5-4. They're 2-0 against NA teams at Masters events. They seem to really thrive in knowing their opponents and specifically prepping against them. Something that's easier to do when you've scrimmed against them for months and months.
Absolutely. It's confidence in knowing your enemy. And OPTIC are going to be handed a plant here. A bit of money.
A bit too easily.
A bit too easily. There was no pressure to push them off.
Yeah, that's concerning. And Marved once again going for a bit of a lurk play with the Sheriff.
Okay, swing around the corner, and you know, you've got to have faith in Ye to be winning these ones. Still the smoke's in play. I'm going to make sure that he clear around these corners. A little one way to make it happen, but now with the nade sent in, just about misses. So Victor unable to really disrupt and do too much more damage. In fact, there's going to be a flawless round there for...
Already, they're starting to condition the Guard. You've got to be wondering about our lurk plays. But the Guard have actually just answered by doing faster retakes, which I think is a pretty decent strategic adjustment.
Now, finally, OPTIC with the rifles in hand. They've got the money to buy it. crashies incredibly close to his own ultimate, but for now it's a bit of slow play, poking, prodding, making sure that they can pull some of that utility out of the Guard.
valyn and Net, though, have pushed up really deep in B, and they've got themselves a little setup. Oh. They can hear OPTIC coming towards them as well. This is prime range for the Spectre.
And valyn, he needs to find some value. What a flick around here. Still, Net goes for the swing, the pop flash around the corner, dodged, and Net comes up with the goods. 2 kills, yeah.
Or 2-4-2, rather.
Now with a 3v3. Wall's going to go up, no players on the side from the Guard to try and disrupt and burst it down.
JonahP's paranoia has been so amazing on these retake setups, but normally they have more players alive. They need to break the wall. JonahP could go for some kind of paranoia players. Trent sends in the recon dart. We've seen him make those kind of moves before.
Cover going out.
JonahP the only one spamming this through as well.
Yeah, he can just kind of eat the paranoia and then back off. They've gone for a much deeper version of it this time.
Dart as well comes through. Sayaplayer dashes right up top. They're aware of his positioning, jumps down into the smoke. Evanes is finished, and that is the OPTIC players falling one after the other. A beautiful utility combo by the Guard to try and take control of the yellow box there.
This value from the Omen is superb. We were talking about the difference between the Omen and the Sage, and the Sage them out of the map. That's the adjustment I would be going for.
We'll see if they heed your advice, Josh. Actually, if they, well, hopefully not, that'll be cheating.
Well, also, OPTIC don't have the weaponry this round, so whatever that tactical timeout was for, probably going to be implemented in round 19, yeah.
Net ends up using his ultimate a little bit later into the round here, so tour de force just to watch down this mid-angle for OPTIC.
Quite an investment, actually, this round, but it's already paying dividends. Yeah. There goes Ye, and he's one of the most dangerous players on eco rounds for OPTIC. They don't win many of them, but they've won way more at Masters Reykjavik than they're known for online. And I think part of that is just Ye really stepping up and having massive value out of his headhunter utility.
OPTIC have been granted quite a bit of space here, but we'll see if the Guard push them away. Don't hand them the free plant. Wall drop down, Dart as well to combo up, but again, without the rifles in hand, it is difficult for them to get much done.
Can you imagine that play, though, but with a Victor Flash? Flash recon combo together, try and take Snowman control. I feel like that idea would work out. We'll see what OPTIC go for next round, but at the moment, in a 2v5 and 2 players with Sheriffs, it doesn't look particularly winnable.
Yeah. He's not known as much for the clutch, but...
That's true. He has a very specific role on this team, and it is as an IGL. He gets decent value, actually, on ICEBOX out of his Sage. So, no problem.
You know, yeah. He needs to be set up for it with his teleports. He can still do it, but it's a lot more purposeful compared to if he was on Jett. He could be, you know, at any given moment, just dash away or take space aggressively.
Well, here's a little piece of aggression from the Guard. They drone down mid. Sayaplayer posts up with the operator, but they kind of misread the tempo a little bit here as OPTIC challenge towards B. Trade 1-for-1 with Net. But that means the flashes are gone, so if they had any aspirations of playing past their Viper wall, that's going to be a little more difficult, at least until Victor comes back online.
Sayaplayer. It's going to be heard in mid. The updraft with the knives. Straight over the top. They were not anticipating it. Marved, lucky to shut that one down. It is going to be the trade in play.
But they're up because of the res. FNS again finding value. They know where Marved is. JonahP has the timing here, and Marved might be telling them to come back to A. No, the spike's still committed. But JonahP has a great idea on where this Viper lurk is.
And there's still time for OPTIC, obviously, with the 50 seconds left, but it does seem like they're showing no signs of changing their mind in terms of what site to really approach.
At the moment, the Guard have very little information apart from on Marv. Here, as the plant starts to go down, they'll realize that there's a committal here to B. But Trent, valyn, they weren't in position to be able to do anything about it, and there Trent hits the floor.
And that's Jett just essentially pre-firing the tracers. That's why you don't really want to be spamming as much with the Vandal.
Doesn't stop people though, does it?
No, they still do it. They still do it.
And this has been an extremely effective round by OPTIC, playing more for picks than actually for any level of post-plan. By the time they get into a post-plan situation, they've already basically won the round.
Yeah. And the decision being made here by the Guard, obviously, to save their guns, despite the fact that they've built up quite a bankroll. I think, again, that just showcases the rare discipline that you don't normally see with rookie teams, younger teams, I would say. Like the Guard, I mean, that's something that's been drilled into them by MCE, who's been their coach.
And of course, they have just demonstrated no aspect of that at all so far in their run to Masters Reykjavik. Obviously, something we'll have to be monitoring as their run progresses throughout the tournament.
And OPTIC looking to at least put a dent in the run, I think. They'd be quite happy with that if they came up, obviously, when they rematched, or when they last played. It was the Guard who came up on top, and that's why we haven't seen them play in the groups just far.
OPTIC have mostly been leaning towards B in a lot of these rounds, and this feels very different. They got the Viper wall down early, a minute 10 still on the clock, and this feels like an A commitment. There's 3 players here for the Guard, including Net, who again, usually on B.
Nade is slow with OPTIC committing a lot of their pieces to see if they can catch a player. I believe that combo was sent towards Generator with the dart as well, so if a player tried to reposition, they'd be able to unload the clip through the smoke.
Look at the Omen one way here. JonahP just slinking his way over to Generator. They don't exactly know he's here, but he also hasn't had many opportunities. And as FNS gets lit up like a Christmas tree, there's Jett holding the angle.
Trent ends up using his Hunter's Fury as a response as soon as they lose the player, but doesn't get a pick off from it. And OPTIC, all that space being gained while all that was happening from Marved, he has found his way onto the B site, a deep position. And he makes the call. He says, guys, it's free. Come over here. 20 seconds remaining, but maybe Sayaplayer can do something to disrupt it like ships in the night. He's going to pass just over the Marved, and now the plant going to start to go down.
Planted.
And it's pointless for Sayaplayer to try and contest FNS as he gets spiked down. There's going to be a Sage wall in the way. They're still looking for this lurker. They know there's going to be one here, and it's Net who's going to take contact. What a whiff from Victor!
Wow. Wonderful shots there to be able to find it, but FNS does get the trade in the end. Now we see the dart come through. Sayaplayer just holding the top of the box of Jett down. That's a lot of the firepower of OPTIC. It's going to be missing in this one, but maybe the rest of the team can still clutch this one forwards. crashies working his way around. He's going to fall. And now valyn versus Marv, the Viper players up against each other. A quick tap of the spike just to try and force the swing.
And Marved.
Ice cold, man, ice cold.
He's crazy good. That round is so well. Situation they've got here because Marved is just playing so well on these lurks. But look at the state of the economy right now.
Yes.
The Guard, this is their last chance at winning this round.
They lose this round. It'd be disastrous for them. Money's not ideal. Dart was a bit of work for them, but now look at Jett taking positioning up on Balt, just slowly creeping, crawling up. Seeing if he can catch just that one angle.
What does JonahP see?
Moving up around the corner! Trying to spam it down.
You can't lose those.
Can't lose those.
He had the opportunity to grab one and Shrouded step out. His team were there to help him as well. But OPTIC go up. Net with a bit of a peek, uses his rendezvous to be able to get away there. 10 HP, 8 HP in fact. Net barely making it away with his life. But he grabs the info and so 3 players stay for Guard.
Here we go. Victor pops the ultimate now. Everybody on the side going to be suppressed up. No abilities in use with the dart as well. against the side. The nade is going to be slammed right into the corner. A little bit of a sidestep for them, but Victor will fall in the end. Still Reservoir can be picked up, but with the Viper's pit down, so hard for them. The Guard, though, might just be trying to make it work, but the players are low. The more time they spend in this one, they have to dodge and juke all of this utility that's going their way. That's the kill from earlier. Marv just holstered up, trying to post up right around the corner. He has to try and find a couple more kills, but the Guard are moving forwards with Ye down. It's now the 2v2. crashies works his way into the pit. Quick little sidestep and not enough for Sayaplayer to contend with.
Incredible response. Different round. That opening duel, massively helpful for Optic. And the money, it ain't looking great. Trent has a Marshall light armor on net. Trent, valyn. Net, valyn, and JonahP, sorry.
Yeah, Marved by up here. Drone comes through, and Marved is watching for the tube push. No space gained. Viper's pit down, though, on it. And Sayaplayer, he pushes up. He takes a risk. Rewarded for it with that pick off onto Victor. FNS is 2 points away from the res, so it's not going to be available just yet. Not unless he ends up grabbing the orb and maybe a plant. They might be able to play for that, but
it's definitely possible. Sayaplayer might have a lot of responsibility in this round, and JonahP. He's so close to these players in mid. Marved again with the impact kill.
And the cross being found. Sayaplayer found knives online. He did take out. Yeah, he still has to get it, but crashies a perfect swing. Supplements it for his team, and he takes out the star player of the Guard. Dart off to the side. Shock. There's a bit of damage. 2v2. FNS with the res, might be able to use that one, and he does indeed. Victor back into the fight, but it isolates crashies. He has to hold this down. Trent sticking it halfway now, swings around the corner, and nobody was checking it.